after it begin. Let me make sure it begin.
There's a Monster of the Week class called the Pararomantic. How would that one port over
That's like the ghost lover.
40K?
You're just a different type of psyker probably,
A real different.
because there are, so I think like the main ones that you would hypothetically be, so like a sanctioned psyker is like a wizard who's been trained to use his powers responsibly. But there is another group called the Navigators, and the Navigators I think would probably be closer to that
They do
because
it with
they have a very
drugs.
intimate. Yeah, yeah. They're basically quite literally the navigators from, or the whatever the ship people from Dune. I can't remember what those guys are called, but yeah, their mutation is pretty specific to warp travel,
Actually
which
got it
means they have a
first.
very
It's
intimate relationship
Navigators.
with hell. Huh?
It was Navigators.
They're
Yes.
also called, yeah. So they're also navigators. It's a similar thing.
Interesting.
Warhammer 40K definitely has ripped off Dune a bunch.
Thick. I mean, I feel like with a universe that big, you
Yeah.
got
So
to.
yeah, 100%. Pretty much, you guys pick a playbook, and then your person can be, you're a human, or we can also play with some of the abhuman mutant races. But like generally speaking, you're just a person, and we'll adapt the just thematically we'll adapt the playbook.
Okay. Cool.
What are we talking about?
I was just asking some questions about, so in between the end of Dungeon World and before Gabe does D&D, we're gonna do a short, Lawrence said 3-session Monster of the Week, based on the Monster of the Week setting.
Ooh, I haven't played Monster of the Week yet. Sounds exciting.
It is
It's relatively simple.
story based in kind of the way this is. The point of Monster of the Week is that there's classes, class books, playbooks, similar to the way we have a playbook for this. And the level ups are actually kind of similar. It's less like get 45 experience and level up, and it's more like, check X amount of boxes and level up or whatever. But you do those things, and the point is to figure out the monster plaguing whatever you're doing and figure out its weaknesses and how to combat it, because usually the monsters in Monster of the Week is not something that you, a normal human, can just like go out and punch. You have to trap it, or lead it away,
Yeah,
or
it will be
deal
much
with
the
it in some
same.
form or fashion. But we're playing,
Makes
he was
sense.
explaining, in a Warhammer 40K style world, so pretty high sci-fi
Grimdark.
fantasy.
But
Just so you
okay.
know. So yeah, to prepare yourself, check out the playbooks for Monster of the Week and just see like what draws you,
What?
Yeah, and if anybody wants to have a conversation about it, hit me up.
Perfect. Last time, so Dante, we went back last week and basically re-recorded, quote unquote, that section that we did the week before, but I was muted on. Because we'd already done that and we're ending up in the same place. They did things a little differently in that they kind of confronted the bandit captain, and the cool, last time, let's see, hold on. Last time we hit the bandit captain, blew open up the ships. We got a high tech ship part that goes on the slots out to somewhere on your ship, and is a shield reflector. So like any damage you get, it reflects some of that shield back, or some of that damage back on damage. But we have to get it put onto the ship. We also picked up a new sort of cybernetic arm for Cola, who put his arm into a tube and now has it on there. He can't get it off, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I think, I don't know if I said it last time, but imagine the sort of tube arm that Cyborg Teen Titans has. You know, his
You
little...
did say that last
Okay,
time.
cool. Please
As soon as you said it, I remembered.
Yeah, cool. Perfect. So that's Cola. Yeah, and we got out of the ship graveyard and went to the planet. This time, little different, and I'll kind of re-explain that. So to start us off, I guess I'll do that. You folks had the coordinates for this planet, and I sort of talked about how I imagine that space coordinates go. When you're going to a place so far away, I imagine the coordinates are not where it is when you're making this destination in mind, but where it will be, right? Because the planets are always moving, and you don't want to go to the spot where something was months ago when you left. You want to go to the spot where it will be. And so you folks went to that coordinate, and there was nothing there. Not a planet anyway. And you actually spent about a week looking around this area for it, and it took you quite a while to find it. And when you did find it, you discovered that it was in the spot it would have been when you made those coordinates months ago. The planet itself has not moved, and as you come up on it, it is not spinning. In fact, it is completely still. There is a massive machine, it looks like, around it. It has this long sort of oblong body in the center, big, about the size of like a Delta station, and then these two massive arms coming out of it that create one goes up to the top of the planet and curves down, touching the pole, and the other goes to the bottom of the planet and curves up, touching the other pole. And the planet is still. As you come up to it, yeah, I don't know. It is just a still situation. I think this is the sight we see as we begin this time.
Wow. I don't think planets are supposed to look like that.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I didn't know you were awake, BBW. It's good to see you again. Yeah, I also don't think that the planet should be not moving. That's probably bad for the environment, and probably shouldn't live here
Everyone
unless
on
we can
both
get it
sides of the
moving
planet,
again.
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Can we jumpstart a planet?
And we
That's a
can we
great idea.
scan it.
Maybe if the planet were a robot.
That would be
Oh
helpful.
no! What if the planet's a robot?
Let me see.
BBW, try to talk to the planet.
Just to make sure I've just
That's
LOL.
a great idea.
To make sure, let's see if it'll show up on the camera very well. If I draw a little depiction, that I've described it well enough.
We've covered that sound can travel in space, so you could just roll down the window and yell at the planet, right? Hey, are you a
sound.
robot?
You a robot? Start spinning.
If you're a robot, spin now.
It just
Okay, let's see if my camera picks this up. Oh god, it is. Okay, just focus. Oh, you're gonna fucking...
you know what?
How are you gonna blur
It's
out
gonna blur
the
it.
thing in the middle? That's so fucking annoying.
This is why I don't use that
Do a
blur shit.
circle- Do a circle with
One
your
more
hand
time.
around it.
Oh, you know what? That's worth the challenge. It's definitely worth it. All right, let's see if it works. Where is it? Okay. Let's see.
It is.
I'm blown away by this.
Oh,
See,
so
I
like,
know
there's like a hand
technology.
around it.
Basically,
It's
yeah.
not the planet's not the
Imagine
technology.
this, but there's no human hand
So we definitely
surrounding.
shouldn't go on. We definitely shouldn't go on the planet.
Yeah, so
So
there's
there's like a
this.
human hand
I-
and then the hand.
Yeah. So there's this that's like a big ship with these two massive arms going to the top and bottom of the
But it
still
looks shut down,
planet.
right?
Nothing is moving from your vantage point. Nothing is moving. There's nothing like the machine, the giant machine itself isn't moving. The planet's not moving. I'll even say that on this, like, we're just looking at the situation as a whole. There aren't really, maybe you see a few lights beeping on this machine, but like, or blinking on this machine rather, but not enough really to say that this whole thing is powered or doing some, like active.
Is
something,
is
come
the
on.
sun facing side of the planet like all dried up? And is the other side frozen, or has it
Yeah, so this is
not been holding
actually
it still for too long?
a good question. The sun-facing side of this planet is a scorched desert. The opposite side is dark and looks cold and frozen over. There is a band, however, running sort of like a belt, top to bottom. 50, maybe about 100 miles in width or so, where it looks like things are better. There's like more green and like the waters are more blue and things like that. But you guys are still pretty far away.
Weird.
I
Do
am
those
curious
correspond
about
in any
this
way
ship.
with the thing? Do the bands of green correspond with the
Chip.
space thing?
No, by bands of green, I mean that like in this like 100-mile zone in the band around the planet, there are like, you can see plant, like if you were looking at the Earth from above, it's like the green Earth and not like this scorched desert.
I understand. My question is, where is the band in relation to where the
Does
ship
it
is
line up
hovering?
with the ship?
It's not exactly, no. It lines up with the the like sun facing side of the planet. So there's this like at the point at which the shade starts, there's like maybe 70 miles on this side and 70 miles on this side that are still temperature okay for things to be normally existent, but beyond that, on the dark side, total frozen wasteland. Beyond that, on the light side, total desert. But you have, like I
I
said,
live in the
this.
heat
Stuff
band.
for everyone on the space station to live.
Hmm?
The
That's
good
kind of
band.
cool.
It's still not, I think, ideal for
Well,
the planet, but
I'd like to spout lore on this huge claw ship just to see if there's anything I know.
yeah.
That's a 13.
Damn.
I've seen this before.
Hey, this is actually my uncle's ship.
Uncle Todd? No. You. Let's see. You know that this is like technology wise out of the scope of the back Atmos system. They don't have any sort of like stasis
Planet stopping technology.
This is just sort of out of the scope that I'm trying to figure out, because that's a really good thing, but I don't really know how to give you. Let me think for a second. I love a 13. I just hate that I don't no way off my head to give you info.
Here, hey, Cola, here. Go over the scanner. What do you see with the scanner with your 13?
You recall, you're digging through your memory. You recall that you read over a file some it's more of a, what do you call them when kind of like a testimony, I guess. Someone came forward with a possible invasive species number of years ago as the system has been expanding, and they talked to an agent about a passing by spaceship that stopped in and scanned the entire planet and left and continued, and they'd never seen anything like it. It was a long oblong spaceship. I think there aren't too many details there, but it scanned the thing and left. And then as the ISC agents came out to check it out, there's just nothing. There was no signs even that this ship had shown up. But I think the details in that report and the details of what you're seeing in front of you, this looks somewhat similar, but I don't think it did anything in that report. Yeah.
Right. All right, everyone. I've had a superhuman flash of insight, and what
Wait,
I've
you just
learned is that
blasted?
I've I've heard of something like this before, but that's all that I know. I've heard of this.
If I come up with
It's
something, I'll give you a flashback to that file as we go, and I'll say, this is from the 13 earlier.
hell yeah.
Well, I'm going to use my 8 here to scan. I'm going to scan not the planet. I don't care about the planet anymore. I'm going to scan the ship.
I gotta go again.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
how's an 8 do for command of robots? Should I speak to that planet?
The planet is not robotic. You can try to talk to the ship, but we'll have to jump on the comms to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, do your thing.
It was worth a try. Now we know.
He might be able to speak to the ship when he gets back. You are doing what? You're
Planet
scanning
is
the
not robotic.
ship. There are... actually, from a loose scan of the ship, from your scan of the ship, you see that there are some signatures moving around on the ship, but they register as the sort of maintenance bots of the ship, the regular sort of automated maintenance bots. You can see them moving from like spot to spot. I mean, you know, you watch for a little bit and it seems very mechanical in what they are doing or how they are moving anyway.
All right, gang. There's definitely people not people. There's bots working on the ship, so it's an active ship. Whatever's going on, it's something's going on. But I don't have any scans of anything else. Just sort of maintenance crew robots, from what I can tell. What do you think we should do, Captain?
Oh.
Slippy says, looking at Lucy.
I think I'd prefer that we find a planet that maybe doesn't have all this around it.
Yeah, but we need gas.
All right.
We need space gas. Ship does for sure have space gas in it.
Maybe maybe we can get some from the big ship or from the planet and then get out of here, or I'm not 100% sure if we just need gas. I don't know about this big thing or what it's doing, and I don't know that this would be a great spot at the moment to bring everyone we know.
Would
Oh, so I
we
should
be able
send-
to like would we be able to like siphon gas just right out of their tank from outside? just sneak on over.
Yeah,
outside what? Outside of the ship in space?
the ship. Yeah, we pull up to their
Yeah,
ship's
in
gas
space.
tank, where their gas tank cap is, wherever they fill up, and we put in a space hose, and we suck
I-
it out, and that doesn't work because you don't have gravity to siphon with. So you hook it up to something else to pump it.
I mean,
No gravity or air.
I think much like a Delta station, you know that people aren't like a tanker isn't just pulling up to fuel the Delta station. They're usually fueled from on board, or maybe they have some other form of like fueling cells, solar energy of that kind. But not typically just like a fuel tanker that pulls up and like hoses the station down with gas. You know, as gas as
Hold
you
on,
do
is
at a
that
gas
what fuel
station.
tanks
It's
do?
got the
They go to the gas
sponge
station and they're just like-
shielding to absorb gas.
They just sort of spray it down once every 100,000 years or so.
It's like the bottom of a Zippo. You just kind of spray it on that soft like wool. Works fine.
Yeah, so the whole ship is made to be like the inside of a vape, is what we're saying. You just get it wet and then it works.
Mm-hmm. I'll be very clear. No, no. 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 You could get
Well,
on the
either
ship
way, we need
probably
gas, and I don't
if
think
it
there's gonna be-
if we get close enough and you can find it has a landing bay, you could get on it to get gas.
Yeah, I think we got to get on it and get some gas because, like, yeah, I don't know if unmoving ring planet is the best place for us to settle down, but I've stolen gas before, so I can definitely help out with that.
Pretty categorically, I can say it's one of the worst places to settle down.
I haven't seen another place since we've left that would be good to settle down. This at least has I don't know, about 30% of the planet that looks good to start.
First
The
place
other
we've
places
seen.
that we have been a graveyard of ships. You're right, Lucy. I also don't want to live in the graveyard of ships.
Yeah, I mean, several months out here, and we've only seen the one place that's possibly okay. I'm 8.
True.
I don't
Well,
know
let's get
that
in
I
there and
should
get
be
some
making all of the decisions.
Hey, everybody has what do they call that? Imposter syndrome. Don't worry about it, Captain.
No, hold on. No, hold on. I am here for the adventure, but this is only my second adventure. All of you have more experience than me. I should not be captain. I'm just here to be a gunner. And she taps her guns.
I thought you were the pilot.
I'm the gunner.
I drive
I have
sometimes.
the gun.
The captain in critical situations.
This can't be so critical of a situation that I have to take over the crew, though. You guys
You're
still...
clearly the most capable.
All right, let's head over and see if we can figure out a way in.
I know how to shoot 40 people, but I don't know which of those sticks makes this thing go. So I'm not the captain.
Lucy pulls the ship over.
The driving stick bullets go.
What'd you say?
I said, which of the driving sticks makes the bullets go?
Oh, the bullet stick, none of the driving sticks. It's a different stick on a different console. You pull the ship over to closer by this situation. The ship is, like I said, pretty massive, a little bit larger than the Delta, the main body of it. These arms coming off the top and the bottom. You fly over, and I think that you give a little, like, kind of a once around. There is an entrance port on either side of the ship, and enters into a very, very long docking bay that cuts beneath the whole bottom of the ship. Big, massive docking bay down there.
And seemingly response to our inquiry here.
No, there's nothing. As you've gotten closer, there's been no readouts. I'll say that you've kept up on the scanner, and the readings in the ship haven't changed, save what at their normal, pace.
All right, gang, here's my idea. So I know for sure that there are engineer bots working in the ship. Unfortunately, my plan does involve powering BBW back up. Because I think if we get BBW in with some of the engineers on the ship, we can just get them to get us gas. That's like their whole deal.
That's true. That is what they're built for. We could just tell them, give us gas.
I don't see why not.
I like the idea of cautiously reasoning with the strange, unoccupied seemingly ship, at least until that stops working.
And hey, yeah, as soon as it stops working, I'll shoot it 40 times.
And then I pull out my gun.
Yeah, definitely. We could see if that works. Are you suggesting to just like send BBW onto the ship to do this, or like do it over the communicators?
No, I mean they can't get us gas outside the ship probably, so we are probably gonna have to go in there.
Maybe we could lure one of the robots to us.
And just ring them up. We could use the communicator. We haven't tried that yet.
Like, hey, come on out here. We want to talk. And then the robot
Hey,
just
yeah,
comes on
like-
out to talk.
I want
Or
to talk
maybe
to
we,
you
like-
outside the ship. Also, if you can bring some gas.
Yeah, maybe we just like start pulling up screws and rivets and stuff on the outside of the ship until one of them comes out.
We could try this.
And just grab them.
Yeah. All right. New plan. We put BBW on a rope. Then we lower him out of the ship and we have him start unbolting things.
I'm curious if Dante has a wireless headset that he's listening to this on and is like, no.
It's his thing. He's the designated rope guy.
There.
There.
That is true.
We could lower.
I'm the designated space guy. Designated rope guy is BBW. This is how things work.
Sweet.
I think if you're a designated space guy, then that makes you you next up on the going out into space and unscrewing stuff list.
No rope though. You're not allowed a rope. We need the rope for BBW.
Yeah, rope's only for BBW. He's the going
He's
out on
the
a rope guy.
You
Wish it
get
was-
you get blank space. You're trained in it.
At least I'm not Cookie. That's the dead one.
Damn. At least I'm
man, at least I'm
I'm
not
also trained in being alive.
Pro at
He's
it.
in the dead space.
Yeah, so do we want to wait for BBW to boot up to rope down, or are we going to rope someone else down, or are we
Put him
going
out
to
before he-
I'm sorry?
Let's just put him out before he boots up. Let's just put
Yeah,
him out
let's
before
just-
he boots up.
Yeah, let's start lowering him down. That way we can just skip
Alright,
that step.
Dante,
We'll
you're
make sure he has a
almost
comm on him so that when he wakes up, we can be like, "Hey, don't worry. I know you're in space, but
What
it's
is
fine."
happening? This is the worst way
It's
to
like-
wake up.
It's like the tape at the beginning that she wakes up to at the end of 50 First Dates. Like we're just gonna put a little comm link on him, so it'll be like, "Oh, it's okay because I'm telling you it's okay. Don't worry."
Brutal.
No, sleepy baby. Don't worry. Just wait. It's okay. It's just space. You're tethered. You got your trusty rope.
Brutal. Okay. Well, then let's wait a couple minutes for BBW to be lowered down on a rope. Yeah. Let's see. While we are waiting, I think that, I mean, it really just depends. Once we find a place for the ship to go, we'll cross that bridge. And then I am, like, I think I've mentioned, like, some form of, like, time skip setup where it's like a montage of things going on and things getting set up maybe for a future campaign, maybe just to like set up the ending for all the characters we know to go
Yeah,
in. I'm
kinda like
still
the other
trying to
one.
Epilogue. I like an
develop
epilogue.
that out. And then we're doing Lawrence's stuff, and then we're doing Gabe's stuff. I'm still figuring out my character for Gabe's stuff. I have too many ideas.
Not me. I'm locked in.
Yeah,
I'm as locked in as I could possibly be.
I keep thinking I'm locked in, and then another idea comes up, and I'm like, ooh, but what if I did that instead? Let's see, Monster of the Week playbooks.
Yeah, some of them are pretty interesting.
I also kind of think maybe we start at like level 2, and then by the end of the 3rd session we could be level 3 if we aren't already.
Okay.
Just because you get something cool 3, right? Or is that just D&D?
I think it's just D&D.
Damn. I'll have to relook at those rules and see where because there's like definitely like a higher level version of things or something, right? Maybe I'm just confusing the myriad of gaming systems.
There's advanced improvements which you get after you level up 5 times. You would qualify for advanced improvements.
Okay. Then maybe I'll consider it. Maybe you guys aren't conscripts, and maybe you're like level 4. You've been doing army things for a while.
Yeah. We'll see when we read it over. Okay. Dante, we have flown up to the ship. Were you able to hear during that? No, I see the cable. So we flew up to the ship. We found a docking bay, but instead of landing in the docking bay, the team has pitched to drop you down on a rope and have you start just unbolting random bolts from the side of the ship and hope that they come out to greet you, rather than you go in to greet them.
BBW is ready for anything.
Okay, they lower you down on a rope and you're up on this you're right up on this ship. You want to maybe this feels like what's the strength based things. My brain is just sort of
Muscles.
having trouble today. Let's see.
Defy danger strength?
Not defy danger strength, but the actual like what's the move for strength called?
So there's a hack and slash as a
Hack
thing.
and slash is what it is called. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of a Carl thing, Binbar's lift gates.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, defy danger strength is what this sounds like, because you're just trying to pull shit off of this.
That is a straight 9.
A 9. You
9 is.
you're
I would just punch this thing, I guess.
yeah, you can do that. You punch an area with a couple bolts and with a few punches send them scattered off into space. You are down there. I'm going to say you're down there doing that for a couple minutes, and you folks up in the ship, you see a panel up near the top of the ship, quite a ways up from where BBW is, slide open, and out of it comes a rickety orb. It is sort of rusty, and as it flies, it flies. God damn it, I'm losing the words. As it flies, it's sort of erratic in its path. It flies straight and then hard 90-degree angle and another hard 90-degree angle towards BBW, but it is closing in on BBW. What do you guys do?
That could be friendly.
how
If
quickly
something
is it
heads
supposed
towards
to
for them
me-
to
BBW?
come out and say hi.
Do you think it's friendly? Should I let it come towards me?
What was your question?
Maybe
Gabe?
you command it to
Over-
stop. My original question was how quickly was it flying towards BBW, but I was also wondering if you could just use your command of machines to make it stop in front of you.
Wait, what did you say it was again?
It's like a little orb robot. It's actually probably about the size of you. When I say little, it's
Oh.
little in the grand scheme of the ship, but it's about the size of you.
I
Just a
don't
little
know
bit
why
bigger than
I
you, I'm gonna
thought
say.
you said something. Oh, okay. Yeah, I use my command of robots and um 6. Sorry, had a second. So I do not use my command of robots and does not stop.
Well, you try for sure, and what do you command it to stop? You just say stop?
Stop if you're friendly.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it zooms right up. And as it gets within about, we'll say like 30 to 40 feet of BBW, it kicks into a higher gear and zooms right up and opens a hole in itself and scoops BBW like a clam. And like on a dime, stops and then jets right backwards where it was coming from.
Well,
BBW,
Quick,
you're
somebody grab
inside
the
of a
rope.
dark
hi BBW.
ball.
All right. Cola grabs the rope.
Grab the rope and pull.
Yeah.
Yeah,
BBW's also gonna
the
pull on the rope.
Okay, Cola, give me a defy danger strength, I guess.
I'm so glad we didn't put Carl out there with no tether.
Yeah.
Is this part of the plan?
Goodbye,
Yeah.
Carl.
For sure.
Oh, okay. I'll just chill in here then.
BBW from inside this machine, as you I
Anyone
imagine
wanna
that was
help?
over your walkie-talkie. It is entirely static the moment that you've been grabbed by this machine.
No.
Sorry, what did you say, Gabe?
Your old friend Cola's rolled a 6. Anyone want to help?
Gladly. Carl will get in on this.
See that
Get at
aid
least a couple
roll.
tentacles on that rope. That is a 7.
The first thing that came to my mind was someone falls out of the spaceship, but I can't do that again. I can't do
my
that
God.
again. I think with this, okay. This machine grabs BBW and jets off. Cola looks around quick to grab the rope, and dives for it as it immediately sort of snaps off of its hold, as it grows taut. He dives for it and grabs it, and is almost ripped clean from the spaceship. I imagine you folks are in your suits as this is going down because the back door is open, so that wouldn't be entirely unsafe, like deadly, but it would be scary. But Cola grabs for that and begins being ripped out of the back of the ship. Carl shoots out some tentacles and grabs the back of Cola's legs. And there is not even a brief moment of like tautness as Carl grabs that and shoots some tentacles backwards over maybe some of the handholds we've talked about Carl having installed somewhere all over the ship. The rope snaps and Cola's, we'll say, right leg is dislocated from his hip as you two tumble to the
You should
ground
find
in the
that.
back bay, and the rope follows the orb up the side of the ship, and with a few more erratic jolts to the left and the right into the space station back into the hole it came out of, and that little slide like shuts back over.
All right, gang. Now what? Should we just leave? Call it a loss? Shrug and try for another planet?
Try again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Slippy
We
drives into
couldn't
the
even
station.
beat like that one robot.
What about BBW? We gotta go get BBW, guys.
Slippy's driving into the space station.
Sweet. Yeah, you drive the ship down and into the space station, and you folks enter into a massive, wide, flat docking bay. There are a few ships here, but none of them seem like manned crafts. They all seem long container ship style crafts, and none of them have a, what do you call it, like an HQ, a command bay. They all have this small, keep using the word small, I'm gonna pick something different. They all have this, we'll say, like 5 by 5 foot black cube where the captain's, seat would normally be, where your command bay would normally be in your ship. And it's just this solid 5 by 5 black cube in that slot. But they're all, like I said, container ships, things like that. And yeah, you fly into this bay. There's a few of those workers kind of trailing around, but you can see they seem as rickety as the ship was. Some of them are missing body parts, lots of plates missing, lots of exposed wires. These guys are erratic as well. Sometimes they'll pick up a box and like walk it 4 feet before just dropping it, and it like clatters to the ground. Yeah. You coming for a landing?
Yeah.
And nothing changes
I
in
think
this environment. Like, no one turns an eye to you. It's just continues in what it's going on.
Atmosphere? Question mark.
What?
They got air here.
yeah, can we breathe?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good question.
Entering into the docking bay, we'll say you passed over the very traditional field you normally pass over to.
The big blue Star Wars field that we go through with our ship.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, no. There is, upon passing through, you do see the like machinery for that in like the sort of door frame, but it is off. And as you land, like, it seems that somehow gravity is intact, but those like atmosphere shieldings are not.
Hmm.
And
Well, all right, everyone be careful because we don't have any extra suits, probably.
Perfect. We had 5 suits. This is good for me. Glad we had a 5th. I have Cookie's old suit. It's a little big for me, but
Oh no.
It smells like friends.
it smells like more friends than it should.
Actually smells like those gross pheromones that ants leave behind when they walk, you know?
A human-sized helping
Yeah,
of
it
those.
smells like that fart in the bottle
Delicious.
stuff. You got the little spray, and it smells like a fart. It smells like that.
Well, I'm ready to go. Let's go find BBW. She takes a big breath and puts on her helmet, I guess. BBW, you are traveling fast. You are banging around inside this ball. You can feel the ball like slam into a wall here and there, and you're like thrown up against the wall of the ball. This journey continues for a few minutes, and the ball comes to a sudden halt, slamming you again up against the side of it. And you are stuck. You are here in this dark space. You know you're in this ball, but where is it and what is it doing? You don't know. What do you do?
Slippy is going to search for.
Oh
'Cause
no,
this seems like
sorry.
a pretty.
I want to know what BBW does in his ball first, real quick, and then
I misunderstood.
In my ball.
I want to see
His
if
own
he
realm.
has a take. Yeah.
See. He's gonna use his command of robots first to. Hey, can you open up, please? 10. We to run that operation.
It does. It opens up. It turns out the opening is on the
Can you
bottom.
open up?
And BBW, you fall like 15 feet and into a heap in a dark room. You look around yourself and you are actually in a small holding cell. There is a steel or a metal of some kind door on one side, iron, I don't know, rusted metal walls surrounding you, and then this orb that has opened up above you. There isn't really much going on in this room save that.
Mr. Mo's stuck.
Yeah. Think about
Can't be in here for long. We're busy.
sure. Yeah. Think about your cell life for a second. The three of you, you've just landed in this docking bay. Slippy, you said you had something?
Yes. Okay. So I am going to use my clever detective skills to look for rope fibers in the area.
When
We're
did
gonna
you get
use
this?
to track BBW because I think this is. Oh, I picked him up on the way. I was reading a Sure Spock Blomes novel, and it gave me a lot of good detective tips. Um, anyway, here comes the dice roll. That is a 9. Clever clues. Gotta search.
Clever clues. The machine did not pass through here. There is no slots anywhere in the walls or ceilings that this machine could have fit through, save the bay which you entered through, but you know that it entered through its own port higher up on the ship. So it must be further in. With your detective skills, I'll say that you hmm.
What should I be on the lookout for? I think there are questions related to.
Are you discerning realities? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I can't just make a detective check. There's no detective skill.
100%. You're totally right, and I was just going along with it.
I thought you were rolling your detective ability.
Yeah, man.
You don't have that?
Okay. So yeah, what should you be on the lookout for?
If it's not rope fibers, what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. You folks you've just exited your ship. You're peeking around a little slowly, trying to get a lay of this land, make sure that you're not gonna just be assaulted for no reason. You're watching the way that these bots are moving. There's less of them. Like if this was a running station, there would be a shitload of them and they would actually be doing their jobs. These aren't. Some of them are doing a job here and there, but like I said, they're either bad at it or just erratic or broken in some cases. And there is a moment where there is a bot carrying a long metal beam from one side of the room to the other, and it turns and smashes another bot with it. And when that happens, there is a light that flicks on in the ceiling, and a smaller vent opens up, and a backpack-sized robot comes out of it and comes down and straps itself to the bot that hit the other bot with the steel beam and picks him up and takes him off into the ceiling. So you should be on the lookout for causing any damage to the
I
space.
did not like that.
I don't want us all to be bald because we can't all fit in the same ball. It's going to be a really tough session if it's just 4 of us in separate balls.
True.
The party is stored inside the balls.
Cola Carl?
What if we all destroy things all at once?
And then hug.
Then at least we get to the same place, maybe.
We have no idea if that's the case.
Nope. No fucking clue.
Well,
I'm down to do
Let's-
that though.
let's-
I'm reckless. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Slippy
I
I
pulled
kind
out a
of want to
big
see if we
hammer
can.
from his pack of useful items, and he's like ready to swing at the wall. No,
Eh.
not yet.
What if?
Wait.
Hear me out. What if we go and we find fuel first?
Oh yeah, we need fuel. We should look for that.
Yeah, but I already got this big hammer out.
We can get it back out later. Don't
For
worry.
later.
We also probably won't need that hammer in order to fuck this ship up on our way to find fuel. We'll figure that out on the way.
Alternatively,
Yeah, but I
if
think
you
one of
just
my
want to,
abilities is
if you
big
just-
hammer, I'm gonna use it.
if you just want to hit something with the big hammer, then you can go and try and find BBW while we go look for fuel.
Also true.
Slippy hits the wall with his hammer, and then he hugs Cola. No, I'm just kidding.
So we're not.
Fine, I'll just pocket the hammer for now.
No, you have to hold on to the hammer till you use it. If you pocket it. No, I'm just kidding. You have a hammer. It worked in your thing. You made it work.
Don't make me pull out. Don't make me pull out a second hammer.
Shit, I found the first hammer. Except it's worse now somehow. BBW, you're in this room. What do you do?
Oh, my comms working now? This is why I had walkie-talkie work now. And
Yes. Yeah, you
communicate.
click it on and it doesn't seem to have that line of static.
Pretty. Well, I'm gonna try to contact that team.
Yep.
Is anyone there? Over.
That goes through.
Fuel has comms.
No
I don't
one
want to
says
answer if I don't,
anything.
because I believe I.
Nobody answers. That's fine.
I think Carl has a comm and Lucy has Cola's comm. No, Lucy has Slippy's comm. Cola used his comm to blow up the ship. Yep. Yep. Oh, and
Right
then
back.
no,
Okay.
and then
So
Cola
we
found
can-
another comm, so everyone has comms now. We handed them back out. Everyone's got comms again, except Lucy, but she doesn't need them.
This is ex-agent Cola. Over.
This is future Agent Carl. Over.
This
Different
is
agent.
guy with hammer, Slippy, over.
This is Captain BBW. Over.
Hey, hold on. I thought I was captain. You hear
Oh,
from
I thought
behind
we
me.
were
Where are
all
you at?
captains.
Where are you
You
at,
would just say
Captain?
over at the end of your message.
I
I
wasn't
thought
talking
that's why
into
we
the thing.
seceded from the Union.
Wait,
That's
if
so
if a microphone is being used and I'm talking in the same room, do I have to say over at the end of my sentences, even if I'm not talking?
Always. If you don't know if the microphone's on, you absolutely should just end every sentence with over. That way, everyone knows when you're done speaking.
Over.
I mean, we all did.
We got it, over.
But you did.
Okay, you can't
Over.
nod and say over because the microphone can't hear you nodding.
I nod and say
You do
over.
have to say yes.
Yes, over. Yeah, Lucy here, over.
Captain.
Thanks, Captain. So what's up, BBW?
Oh, sorry. I was waving. I didn't tell you guys.
Over.
I'm waving to you guys. I can't see you. Over. Any idea where we are? Over.
Where are you?
No,
Over.
Ogre.
Oh, I'm in a cage of some sort. It's very dark. Can't quite see that much.
Do you know where the
Over,
cage
push work?
is? Over.
No,
I thought you were in I thought you were in a robot. Did they put you somewhere else?
I was in the robot, and then I asked it to open up, and it was very polite, so it did. Turns out it was
Now
friendly.
you're in a
BBW is
cage.
inside the
Yeah.
robot? I thought BBW was the robot.
Wait, so did I use my own ball to capture myself and put myself into this shit?
Who's on first?
Well, then get your ball
Hmm.
to come back and let you out.
Well,
Uh,
okay, I'll be there soon. Over.
BBW, as you say over, there's a sound above you, and you look up, and the door to your pod closes, and your pod ascends up into the ceiling, and it isn't but a second or two later before another pod slams into its place. And the door pops open downward, and a humanoid robot falls the 15 feet into the cell. You've moved out of the way, I guess, at this point, and it falls into a heap in the cell with you.
Whoa. What are you? I asked the robot.
It stands up and is shaking erratically, like its head is kind of twisting back and forth, and its shoulders are jerking, and its head, after doing that for a moment, snaps still and then directly at you, and it begins progressing towards you. And we're gonna move over towards the squad. You're still in this bay. Yeah, Lawrence did his look around with his discern realities. Do the two of you have any actions?
I can try and discern some realities. Trying to find looking for signs or any sort of arrows pointing towards fuel. That's a 6.
You're caught up in that there really isn't any signage on this ship. Maybe that is a detail
That's
on its own, but there
alright.
isn't, like, there is one door on one side
That
of
makes
the room
sense.
that leads towards the main portion of
Robots
the
don't
ship,
need signs.
and a door on the other side of the room that leads towards the back portion of the ship, much smaller portion of the ship than the other. But
That works out because based off intuition and just thinking about how fuel lines in ships typically work and, where things are in other ships that he's been on, Arl's going to try to spout lore on where the fuel should be.
yeah,
It's a 3. It's definitely...
in the ship.
Wait, it should be here.
It's in hammer range.
Look
It's
around
behind
for the
wall.
fuel. It should be here. I think... Shit. Alright, I don't know this
No,
shit.
Slippy, and Lucy grabs the hammer. No! She gives it back. Don't hit the wall.
Hit the wall.
What
So,
if I
Well,
shoot the wall?
I'm fresh out of ideas.
so should we head deeper in or to the other door? Or hit a wall with the hammer? I don't like that wall hammer idea. I know that Slippy does have a hammer now, and he's really excited about it, but I feel like we're less likely to find the fuel and more likely to find BBW with that route.
But it's possible that where BBW is somewhere we can only break into and not out of. So if any of us get caught and thrown in there, it could make the situation more difficult rather than less difficult.
You're right.
I
We
agree.
should just cut our losses and leave.
We still have 4 members
Do
of the
we have any-
crew, she says, putting her hands on her hips.
No, I think we should go deeper. We can at least explore until it becomes too dangerous to explore. have a look around. Anybody got breadcrumbs or something so we can find our way back, like a marker?
A rope.
Nope. We use that.
No, I can shoot the ground every now and then, and we'll have black scorch marks to follow.
We don't want to waste the ammo. Hold on, let me just I'm
Also,
gonna use
that
my
might be
bag of
damaging
ammunition.
the floor.
All right, let's go, guys.
Okay.
Who
Boo!
fucking
Scoop.
cares?
It
Oh,
I'm not here
I
to
do
preserve
have
this
more.
place.
I have more things. And I
But
pull
the
out a loaf of
robots
bread
will
from my
come.
bag.
you pull out a loaf of bread from your bag. You're
A loaf of
going
wheat
very
bread.
literal with the breadcrumbs. Okay.
And so I'm gonna crumble up one slice of bread, and I'm gonna start leaving our path as we go along.
Okay.
So marching order, Slippy's in the back.
Cola's up front. He's thinking, like if he hears like engine sound or machine sound, that the louder that is, probably the more likely it's going to be that there's power. We can figure out what to do about that when we get there. We're just going to try and follow the noise.
All right.
You're just gonna end up at like the employee movie theater because they're watching something loud.
It's definitely a risk I'm running, but I can't think of a better way to do this.
Deeper into the ship you go. BBW, this humanoid erratic robot in here has begun stepping towards you. Its wrists split its hand into two, and then it begins spinning like a little propeller on the end, and it is holding it out towards you. What do you do?
Weird. Use my command of robots. First, I'm gonna have to. Would you please put those away? That is a 10.
With that, I'll say it doesn't work, but you know for a fact it is because this robot has malfunctioned so critically in a way that there is just no communication with it. It is like broken in a fashion that is not like you would have to repair this thing in order to communicate with it. It is just sort of acting on some form of mechanical instinct at the moment.
Oh, interesting.
But you know that
WW
for a
doesn't like
fact that
that.
you can't connect with it.
Okay. No worries. Well, I got nothing. Just kidding. I can't control it. I guess I'll die.
It
Dead.
approaches you and swings this propeller arm at you.
No.
What do you do?
I will.
Act? Do we take it? Do we dodge? Do we?
Let's go roll a defy danger real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It's for dexterity. I'm gonna scooch out of the way with this thing.
yeah.
Even if I can't communicate it. 7. Right on that.
A 7. You can either dodge past it, giving yourself a little bit of distance, time to think as it's progressing slowly. This cell is large enough for you to create a decent amount of distance between the two of you and give yourself a moment to think before acting. But in that dodge, sort of past it and distance creator, you'll take a little bit of damage. It'll hit you, or you can back up into the corner. away from it. You'll dodge this swing, but it's still going to be right up on you.
All right. Is there anything else I can do?
Which one
Okay.
would you like?
Thinking. I'd rather not take any damage if I can, so I think I'm gonna back away into the corner to
Yeah,
dodge the one blow.
you back away into the corner to dodging this one blow. It is still right up on you. Coming in with another swing as we cut to this other group. Got you pinned. You three, you four, you three and Lucy are heading into the ship. As you go, you notice that a lot of this ship is machinery. The rooms are large and big and open, but they're filled with all of this weird, strange processing equipment. Maybe reminds you of like an oil refinery or something like that. Maybe you saw something, most of you, something similar on the magma refining planet. Some form of refining equipment, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment as you're going. You folks continue down the halls. You find yourself, I think, you find yourselves at a crossroads. There is a set of double doors moving forward. You're in a wide rectangular room. There's a set of double doors moving forward. There is a set of double doors on the left wall and a single steel door on the right wall. Yeah, give me just 1 second.
I could tell by the faces y'all were making that you were hearing the same shit I was, so.
Okay. Yeah, my thing disconnected and just reconnected in. So that sucks. What was the last thing I had said? Sorry, I don't know how long I was disconnected for.
Something on a wall. Iron.
We were describing doors. One of them was made of
Yeah.
steel.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. So I wasn't gone that long. Great.
Yeah, only like a sentence.
Okay. Just in case I lost a little bit of that for the stream, because it also disconnected me from OBS. I'm just going to repeat a little bit of it, and that is you've gone through a lot of this is processing style equipment that we know we've seen. You've gone through a bit of the ship, and like I said, most of these rooms are this. You found maybe 6-8 of these huge processing rooms, and you make it into a long rectangular room. On the opposing door from the hallway you've entered is a set of double doors. On the right wall is another set of double doors, and on the left wall is just a steel singular door. The room is basic, unfurnished, actually. There are a few windows looking into these larger processing rooms, but other than that, like I said, pretty basic.
Processing rooms looking active.
No, all of these processing rooms seem inactive at the moment. You might see a few of these robots in there doing their like we've seen so far in every bit of the station. Less of them than you would expect to run this place, and still erratic in their behavior and actions. What do the three of you do?
Slippy
I'm
slowly
sort of
raises
feeling
the
this
hammer.
steel door.
Steel door with the hammer.
Maybe
it
let's
is-
try the steel door without the hammer first. Just
Okay. Well, it's gonna hurt if
Shot
I
in the
hit
dark.
it with like my hand.
Well, yeah, we could try opening it.
Oh, I did. That's a good idea. We could try that first. Slippy puts his hammer back in his
Yeah,
pocket again.
Throwing that out there.
just try pushing on it. Yep.
The door opens just fine. It leads to a small, maybe 2-person sized freight elevator style elevator, not a freight elevator when it's in a small place like this. What did they call dumbwaiter? Maybe something similar to that in size.
Like the little ones.
Service elevator?
Yeah, like a small service elevator. There it is. I can't think. I'm losing like random middle words of sentences. A big struggle. Yeah, the steel door leads to a small service elevator.
How many buttons in the elevator?
Damn it. I knew you were going to ask that, and for some reason I regretted saying elevator the moment you did. Because then we have to think of
You could just say 2, like it's fine.
No, that's boring. There are 4 buttons. The as you're looking in,
5 buttons.
nothing
You
is
really
lit in
said
here.
double it, give it to the next person.
You're gonna double it. Give it shit 8 buttons. No, there are 4 buttons.
Excuse me, sir. Why is your elevator got 32 buttons? There's only 15 floors in this place. Oh yeah, somebody doubled it and gave it to the next.
Give
Wait,
it to
double
the
it.
next person.
All right, gang.
What floor are we
Do you
on?
think,
There is no indication as to what floor you're on.
Oh,
I can press all
right.
the buttons? We'll know which floor we're on if we press all the buttons.
Maybe.
Let's try the bottom button.
If one of the buttons work, we know we're on that floor.
The elevator is only big enough
Oh,
for 2
great.
people.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, no. One of them is a child, and one of them is an octopus. So I feel like we can fit everybody.
God damn it. Okay, whatever, man. I guess that's fair. We could squeeze the 4 of you get onto the elevator.
I'm sure. I was gonna say there's somebody. Oh. But you just take one.
I'm gonna take one when it's just, you know.
The 4 of you get onto the elevator and press the bottom button and nothing happens.
All right, we're on the bottom floor. Good to know.
Bottom floor. You guys want to go to the top?
Problem solving one step at a time. Let's go, team.
Sleep
Sure.
Top button.
Top button, nothing happens. The next button, nothing happens.
Problem unsolving one step at a time. Let's go, team.
Problem unsolved, one step at a time.
Slippy clicks the other
Okay,
button.
let's.
Happens. I wish something would happen. You wanna hit them on all this sort of different orders?
Slippy's gonna get out of the elevator.
Lucy gets out of the elevator.
Maybe you can You could try hitting the elevator with the big hammer.
Slippy gets back in the elevator and hits the elevator with the hammer.
About 10 seconds goes by,
Cola
and
runs and hides.
a slit opens in the ceiling of the big wide rectangular room you were in, and that backpack-sized robot drops down and begins floating towards the elevator and Slippy.
Is Slippy still? Slippy, are you still there?
I think we're all in it still.
Lucy
got
got
back
out of the
in.
elevator. Cola ran and hid.
Oh. Then yeah, no, I'm still in the elevator.
When the robot's facing away from Cola, he wants to sneak up on it and grab it.
Hell yeah. One-handed grab from Cola. Give me a defy danger strength.
What's my other hand doing?
It is a tube.
It's peeing in the tube.
That's a great answer.
That's what it's doing.
What? like, is it a smooth tube? Do I have any purchase? Like, if I used it to bear hug something, would I?
It is a it is pretty smooth. It's okay, so it's oh boy, I have like a fun image in my head. There is a tight sort of metallic wrapping that comes up just past your elbow. This main tube though ends right below your elbow. It is it goes out past your the end of your hand, which you don't feel anymore, but when you last felt, you were gripping something in that tube, and then you lost feeling. So you imagine your hand is still in that position, but it goes out past like where your knuckles would be, and it just opens up into a big tube. It is pretty smooth, like a big metallic plating on the outside.
And do I still my hand is numb, but do I still have control over the arm?
Yes, yeah. You could bear hug with
Okay.
it. Why not?
All right.
Does he
I'm gonna
have
bear
control
hug
of
this
the tube?
robot.
Cool. Defy danger strength.
I tell the tube to get off.
So sorry, it says and gets off.
That's an 8.
I think with an 8, you reach your arms out, you grab this robot in the elevator. Maybe Carl and Slippy sit as it's closing in, and you come out from behind I don't know, from out in the hallway. I said sparsely furnished, so maybe you hid in the hallway. You run out from the hallway and grip it in a bear hug style. I'll say that it's floating using these tubular arms with propellers on the end, and as you grab it, they lash down over your back, dealing 3 points of damage. But you have it. You have it in a gripped motion. It's sort of flailing these arms about.
All right, I've got it. Now what? What do I do with it?
Well, I don't know. The only robot I ever talk to is BBW, so I usually just have him talk to the robots. And then Slippy just sort of sighs sadly.
BBW. Speak of the robot, you're in this room. You're in this room. There is the robot is swinging its arm down at you, its propeller arm down at you. What do you do?
I don't think BBW's ever fought with another robot before. It's like traumatizing. He doesn't know that yet, though.
Uh-oh.
BBW has definitely fought robots before.
I think you did it.
Hmm?
He ran away and like made him slip or something. I think you did most of the fighting. No, he
Wait,
definitely
what?
fought. No. Don't listen to me. You guys fought all
Remember the
those.
whole
You fought a
Red
bunch of
Arc? Yeah.
robots, but yeah. Never mind.
I remember that one.
Like a crowd of robots.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I also forgot it. I'll say in this moment.
Right. That definitely was a thing that happened. Absolutely. In that case, BBW suddenly remembers what it's like to fight robots
Kicks
and
this robot's ass.
beat the shit out of him. He's gonna run an operation to use his laser beam against this guy.
Sick.
You know. Dang it. I got 5.
You also take 5 points of damage. Your laser beam goes off right over its shoulder as its propeller arm swings down and into your side,
Oh,
splitting
no,
up
I
some
don't
of
think
the
I
plating.
healed after taking damage the last time.
Yeah, no, all of you started this episode off at full health.
Okay.
You took a
that's good.
long rest last time.
Okay, that's good.
You can minus
very good.
armor, but 5 damage.
Oh yeah, armor's a thing.
Armor is important. Do remember armor. Yeah, but it is here. It's right up on you. It's going to try to tackle you into the wall. I need you to give me defy danger strength to withstand this tackle.
That's straight 7.
Okay. You can
BBW is
either
playing like combat music as he's doing this.
you can either be thrown to the ground, but take no damage, or be pushed up against the wall, and take damage. Be like shoved forcibly into the wall and take damage.
Right. We're gonna go to the ground.
The ground. It throws you to the ground and is standing over the top of you menacingly with its propeller arms. Carl, Slippy, Cola, you guys got a robot in Cola's grasp, but we don't know
Slippy
why.
holds up his hammer and he says to the robot, "Where did you take BBW?"
It doesn't respond.
Um,
Well, that's all I got.
Cola,
Sorry,
Cola
it's just me and this hammer.
hands. I got a plan. Cola hands the robot to Carl. Hang on to this for a second for me.
Okay.
Carl, give me a defy danger strength. This thing is kind of whipping around. I'll give you a +1 for
he's
Cola
got
having it
he's got
already.
suckers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a 9. 10 with your +1. I don't even need my strength.
Oh, okay, great. I was like, that sounds like we just needed it. Perfect. Yeah, you do the handoff just fine. These things, Carl's able to get a hand on the propellers and keep them from whipping around now. So you now just sort of are umbrellaed over this robot.
Okay. Does anyone have like an extra t-shirt or a pillowcase or anything? Maybe? No?
Slippy says, "Yeah, hold on. Okay, it does have a complication, but it is a T-shirt that I pull out of my bag."
I
What's
think
the complication?
I think that it's complicated enough that it's a t-shirt with all these holes. So
The complication is the wife beater.
that is complicated that we had to say it out loud. Yeah, it's a big arm-hold tank top, but you have it.
It's a triple XL tank top.
Well, I was imagining putting this robot inside of a pillowcase or a garment and then like using it like a balloon, and it would lead us back to BBW, but I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do that with this tank top.
You just gotta tie some knots. Oh, sorry about that. Let me tie some knots for you.
Nice.
And Slippy ties the because he only has one hand. Have you ever tried tying a knot with one hand?
No, that's why I said
Um,
nice. It was funny. But now it's
I thought you
less
said,
funny.
huh?
Yeah.
Slippy ties a knot in the like bottom part of the shirt, and then that way we can put it on the robot, and then we have handles.
Perfect. That is a complication, you're right. Yeah, that. I'll just let you do that. You tie the knots in the shirt as you want it, and you put it over the robot like handles.
right.
Give me a
Lead us to BBW, robot.
give me a defy danger dexterity Slippy to get this thing on the robot without getting whipped. As Carl has to sort of let off of it.
14. I'm
Easily.
a dexterous boy.
Easily you get this on it and hold it like a balloon. Now you want it to lead you to BBW. It tries to float through the air and back up through its port in the ceiling.
Goodbye, everyone.
So hold on. You wouldn't let it take you, but
You'll go with it.
you'll go with it. Okay. That's goddamn
I guess so.
incredible.
Unless anybody stops me, here I go.
So Slippy holds on to his
yeah, I grab onto Slippy's ankle like a balloon.
I grab onto Cola's ankle.
What does Lucy do?
Dumb. Lucy
Tell your
grabs
friend-
onto Carl's
all over
tentacles.
Or
No. That's amazing, but I think Cola's enough
That's
to
a really
keep the
great
robot from flying away. I'll say that it did pick up Slippy off the ground. So Cola grabbing Slippy's ankles and using him like a balloon is a good way to hold this. But it is just trying to fly through that hole using Slippy as a balloon string.
Slippy's still hanging
Hmm.
from the robot. Hey guys, what if we get a bunch of robots?
God damn it.
So true.
Like if they can't fit through this hole, then maybe we can make them go in another hole. I don't know how robots work.
yeah, neither do I.
Maybe-
BBW around.
Let's try all the doors and see if one of them is locked. And maybe the robot can unlock it for us.
Sure.
That's
I
got to
don't
be
know.
Carl at this point because Cola I guess no, Cola has a Slippy balloon. So he really can't open a door because he's got to use his one hand to hold on to Slippy.
I guess I'll start checking the doors.
We have ruined Cola by taking away one of his hands.
This is the dumbest situation.
One of
That is
the
pretty epic.
the balloon. He's like, someone get us the fuck out of here.
Oh my god. Okay. So Carl pops open the other two doors. One leads to the door opposing the hallway you came from leads to a large observation bay room. Huge window over the front of the room looking out over the planet. There are a number of screens here, some cracked, most off, a few on. The other door to the left leads to a huge factory style room. You've had a lot of processing style rooms. This one seems to be a generation style room where there's a lot of like belts crisscrossing the ceiling with all these little T hooks hanging down, and on all of these it's all stopped. It's not in motion right now, but it looks like it literally just stopped in motion, jerked to a halt at some point. Some of the on these like T hooks there are like these humanoid robots you've seen walking around that are just sort of dangling. They don't seem on. They seem like they're maybe in the process of being built. You can kind of follow that process through this room. While you... Yes?
I'd like to inspect the screens for signs of BBW. Maybe like security cam footage or something. What's on the screen?
High or
Well-
low, Cola? High or low, Cola?
Low.
Low. There are 2 screens on. They go to. It looks like the 2 screens. So there are on one side there's a tower of screens, and 2 of these are on, and it looks like they are camera feeds. You see one of the robot convention style room that I have just mentioned, and another of a long hallway with a long hallway lined with steel doors.
Fuck, more doors.
Doors.
One of these has to be locked.
While you're peeking that over, BBW, you're in this room. This robot is over the top of you. It is coming in for an assault with its propeller blade.
Laser beam. We're gonna try to laser its hands off here. By opening machines. That is a 12.
I
The
like that.
dice.
Roll me damage.
Oh, right. I don't know how much damage that does.
It does your just character damage. Your character has a
See.
flat damage dice that you do for every single attack that you do.
Oh, that just like a D. Oh, it's D6. Okay. It says. +1 damage for each level you have at one target you're choosing. Okay. Now, do I add that to the 1 die, or is it just either or?
I'm sorry, read that out loud for me again.
It says your machine projects a beam of energy near, far, +1 damage for each level you have at one target you're choosing.
Oh, yeah. So you just add +1 damage. I don't know what for each level that you have means, so roll.
+1 for each level. So it's another 5 damage on top of it.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Seven,
like
five.
+1 d6.
No, I think just +1 damage for every level you are, so he gets, because
Yeah.
he's level
Mm,
5,
okay.
+1.
At level 7, that needs to do like 36 damage.
That'd be nice. That is 9 damage to the robot's hands.
Yeah, you blast off the weapon hand that it was swinging at you. In fact, as it's swinging down, your laser beam blasts right through that arm, severing it, and then also into the chest, sending the robot stumbling backwards into the wall and then dropping into a heap.
Ooh.
9 damage is a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. Can I take its weapon arm if it's not too damaged?
Yeah. It's a basic, like, elbow to wrist, and then there is a little propeller blade on the end of it.
Sweet. BBW will take this for later. He's gonna shove it in with the creature that's inside of him in the vacuum.
Okay.
Sorry, you mean the corpse?
Yes, the corpse.
Yeah, the corpse. You do that. Do you have a plan of action now that you are not in direct combat for what you're going to do?
Seeing BBW is gonna try to laser beam the bars as well. See if he can break through them.
Oh yeah. So you have this one, like, I'm just gonna use steel because I don't know why I'm not using steel. There's this one steel door in front of you.
Space steel.
But you can try to laser beam the
Steel.
lock. Why not? Steel.
Oh, okay. This is shred. Oh, great. That's a 13 on the dice.
Well, then I'll say that you can operate. Roll damage.
Let's go.
Actually, no, fuck that. I don't need a damage on this. This is an inanimate object. You fire off your laser beam and it blasts through the lock panel of the door, sending the door flying open. Cola, you watching the feed at this moment actually see that happen on the door. You see one of these doors come flying open, and stepping out into the hallway is BBW.
Found him. He's there on the screens.
However,
Where's
at the
that?
All
end
right,
of
how
the
do we get him on the
hall,
screen?
you see the wall slide open and a ball rolls out of the wall. 3 legs descend from the ball, and then a head ascends from the ball, and it begins clipping down the hallway towards BBW. You guys can see this on the camera.
That seems not ideal.
And BBW, you can
Is
see
it a
this as you've
droidica?
just
Oh, it's like coming
Imagine
towards
the
me,
shape,
like right
right?
at me.
imagine the droidica shape. I
hope
like
it's
it.
not-
Oh
I hope it's not a droidica.
no!
We're not prepared to deal with that.
I could someone could roll defy danger. I assume there's like a keyboard with these screens. Someone could roll defy danger intelligence to just like tap at the keyboard and try and help BBW in some way.
I can give it a go, balloon hits.
Steal your communicator and call BBW and let him know that the ball's coming. Hey,
Oh, he can
ball
see it.
coming.
Oh, he can see it.
Carl starts
It's- yeah.
mashing at the controls with various tentacles, just hunt and pecking. It's intelligence. Is
Yeah,
what we're going.
I think
That
so.
is a 0, so I got an 8.
Oh, I was like, how you got a 0? An 8. Okay. BBW, you see this down at the end of the hall. You're in a long hall. At one end you see a metal door, a small metal door. The rest of the wall that you have come from along this hall are lined with these steel doors. You can imagine that they are roughly the same room that you have just come from. At the opposing end from the only other door off this wall on the other side of the hallway, a large ball basically rolled out of the wall. Some legs dropped down, a head and arms popped out of the ball, and it started walking towards you. This thing is bigger than the bot you just fought.
Oh dear.
What do you do?
Command of robots. We're gonna kindly ask it to stop. Well, actually, it's not doing anything yet, right? It's just coming towards me.
Yes, it is just coming towards you at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, big ball.
Okay. I need to make command of robots. And fails up 2 and a 6. As a 10 on the dice. So if I could use my command of robots to what was I doing? Holy forgot. I had an idea, and I did.
What do you want to command it to do?
I'm reading the wrong thing up there.
Okay.
So, I want to ask it to go back into its ball form instead of becoming out
Yeah.
like it was setting up.
It does that. It drops back into its ball form, and then it begins picking up pace as it is rolling directly at you.
Uh-oh.
You see let's see. It's rolling down the hall towards you, and then all of a sudden you see the wall light up. Basically, there's a little light above each of the doors, the one you broke out of. They all light up down the hall, and as it's rolling, one of these steel doors opens directly into it, and slams it kind of like a kickball, right? Like it opens up right into it and launches it backwards down the hall, and it slams into the wall, providing more space. Carl, that was your extra effort. You opened up all the doors at just the right moment. Knocked the creature back, or the robot back, but it is beginning to roll towards you again. Sort of, it's slower now, so as it hits the doors, it's just like slamming them back shut, right? But it's coming down the hall at you. But now you have more space to run, I guess.
Okay. So it's coming at me, and which direction can I run again?
So you have you're in basically like the middle of this long
Yeah.
hallway. On the wall that you have come from just now, basically you would imagine all of the same room, just a bunch of those doors. So this thing is coming at you. It's rolling at you. In the other direction away from it, if you ran away from it, there is a steel door on that wall as well.
Okay, I'm gonna run towards that door then. That's like back that way. And I'm gonna use my commands and robots again to try to open that door. That is a 7.
A 7. You
7.
connect with this door and you know that it's out of power. In order to get it to work, you will need to provide it power. Which, in this moment, because it's so fast, you don't really have time to like break down a spell. It's gonna have to be 2 health.
All right, we'll do it. Open the door.
You run up, you touch it, and you feel the energy zap from you quickly, and it opens. A small room lights up on the other side, and you find yourself in. No, actually, you open up that door, and you find yourself in a small elevator shaft.
Oh. Wow. I'm gonna press any of the buttons.
Oh no, you're in the shaft of the elevator.
Oh, in the shaft, not
not
the elevator.
elevator itself. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm just gonna try to hide then.
But you can press the buttons on the outside of the elevator if you want to try to move it. It does seem like it has come on since that door opened.
We're gonna call the elevator and then wait on the ceiling.
Oh. Okay, you crawl up to the ceiling. You're waiting on the elevator. You three hear the elevator begin to descend down from out in the room behind you. BBW, you've crawled to the ceiling. This robot is rolling faster and faster towards you, just plowing through those doors. Carl, Slippy, Cola, what are we're seeing this kind of on the cams. BBW is like basically hiding in front of the cam now, up on the ceiling.
Hey, BBW, it's the S-Band. S-Band with a hammer.
Yo.
Did you just call the elevator? Over?
Yep, I just called the elevator. Over. Are you inside the
sick.
elevator?
Well, we're on the first floor, maybe.
First
On a floor.
Well, as long as you're
We're
on
on-
a floor, I think I'll be able to find you.
We're on one of the 4 floors. Over.
Thank you for the help, S-Man.
The ball reaches below BBW, if there's nothing for you folks to do, and stops below you. It projects a small rod from the top of it, and you see arcs of electricity begin to spark up on this rod. What do you do? BBW.
Me, I was like,
Yes. It's right below you. It's starting to spark up electricity from this rod. It stopped rolling when it got below you.
electricity be dangerous. Laser beam, can't go wrong with that, right?
Ready? So ready.
7. I think.
A 7.
Yeah, 7. So operation runs, but one of the following happens. Machines drain the power, operations cancel machines, or draw unwelcome attention.
You have so much unwelcome attention. I think your machines are scrambled, giving you a -1, but it runs fine right now. So roll damage.
Nice. 7 damage to that robot. I want to try to like laser off this beam, the electric rod again.
Yeah, that's perfect. As it ascends this laser rod, your beam hits it, or this electric lightning rod. Your beam hits it, breaking it off. The robot, I guess, then begins unfolding back into its standing state, and pointing its arms up at you.
Ah,
And there's like a speaker somewhere on this thing. Its mouth doesn't move. It's not like it's talking. It's just like a re-recorded message. And
Yeah.
it says, please return to your cell.
I didn't order that cell.
Okay, you see awesome. You it fires off a ball of energy from one of its arms at you. This is thicker than your traditional plasma shot that you've seen. I need you to give me Defy Danger. Constitution if you want to just try to withstand it, or Dexterity to dodge it, unless you have a way to think your way out, and then you can use a mental stat.
I think I'll just take the hit with Constitution.
All right, Defy Danger Constitution then.
It is 8 with Defy Danger.
8. I'll do a reduced damage on 8.
Really quick, I'm gonna run to Dan and Alex's room because they bought a pizza, and I'm gonna go steal some slices.
Pizza, yo, love some pizza right now.
Hell yeah, go steal some slices. I'm trying to figure out a way to... Well, I think once we get back together, I'm probably going to draw this to a close. Because I can see that on the horizon, just so you know. Pizza eater.
Pizza.
I mean, I can just wait.
No,
if you think it's gonna be-
I was just letting you know. I'm just like, yeah, go grab your pizza, please. You were working. Plus we're on BBW right now anyway. You take 3 points of damage, BBW. Not through armor, but you just take that.
Right.
And yeah, you have a moment to do something. Carl Cola, is there any way that you can provide assistance to this situation? Either over comms or through more button pressing, or I'm just curious. I don't want it to just be on BBW.
I'm
to
always
fight
happy
this
to
big
try
bot.
a sporadic intelligence button press.
And I'll say now you know the elevator's working, so you know that shaft is open. You don't know how far down it's going, but another path.
But we could probably just call the elevator back and well, we still don't know what floor he's on.
You just know he's
Or
below
we're
you.
on.
Yeah.
Well, button pressing. That's a 7.
Okay. With a 7. I have a funny idea. All right. So Cola reaches forward and presses some buttons. This thing is about to launch another ball at you, BBW, and then you see a surge of electricity, and all of a sudden its head pops down into its body, and now it's sort of clanking around on its legs with its arms pointed out in random directions. It seems that that's its sensing property, but its head jammed down into its body. Cola, you pump your fist in cheer for a moment, and then realize that in order to press that button, you let go of your slippy balloon, and now you guys are in this observation bay. But it is it's you're in this observation bay, but it is bumbling around in the ceiling trying to get towards the door. So now you have to deal with that.
He ate the fizzy lifting.
I'm gonna jump for him.
Fuck yeah, dude. Defy Danger Dexterity to jump for him. This is such a fun image in my head.
Can I argue for Defy Danger Strength? I'm just looking for height. I'm just
I
trying
like
to
it.
jump
Yeah,
straight
sure.
up.
Sure, why not?
That's a 10.
Okay, you retrieve him just fine. You jump straight up and you grab his ankles. I'll say the first time you jump up, you knock his foot down a bit, giving it that bounce like a balloon, and then you jump again and grab his ankles before he gets out of your reach. And you have your slippy balloon back.
I meant to do all of that.
BBW, this thing has its head has descended into its body, and it doesn't seem like it can see you very well, or if at all at the moment. What do you do?
I'm gonna go into the elevator shafts. I'm gonna crawl along the walls and wait for the elevator. That's enough of that.
Yeah, I think the elevator has been descending this amount of time, and or you, as you go to crawl in, it's like a shutting door for you. So I need you to give me a defy danger dexterity. Get through there quick before the elevator descends.
I think it's a 10.
That's ideal. You slide right in and to the side in the empty space in the elevator shaft as it does descend, and then you're able to use the walls and climb up on top of the elevator. Now that you're in the shaft, you know that you're on the lowest floor. It doesn't go down further than this elevator.
Nice.
What do you do from up on top of the elevator in the elevator shaft?
Is there like a door I can open to like get inside? Wait. Yeah, I should probably get inside.
Yeah, you open the top hatch and you wait a few moments for the actual elevator door itself to close, and then you drop into the elevator. You are on the bottom button on the panel of 4 is lit up.
Very cool. Okay, and is the door like still open as I'm going inside for the elevator?
No, it's closed by the time you drop in. You can open it if you want, but
Oh, I was just wondering. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go up to the top floor and hope that's the right one.
you go up to the top floor. It takes a few minutes. It opens up into a very large, very wide room. It actually goes so far down the room that you're having trouble seeing the other side of the room. Very vast,
Oh.
vast room. There are huge collection vats of some kind spanning this room, and tons of like steel tubes crisscrossing the tops and the walls of the ceiling leading into these big vats.
Gonna go over comms. Are you guys in here? Here.
Exactly.
Do we see a way to get to where he is from where we are?
I'll say you heard the elevator move up past your floor.
BBW. You went too high. You're too high. Come back
Over.
down. Over.
Do you want to go down to the 3rd or the 2nd
Oh.
floor?
We're gonna try the 3rd floor. Too high.
Down into the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor opens up into a room not too different, but it is all of these different styles of mechanical funnels in the ceiling leading down into smaller boxes that you can see some of these sporadic robots coming and picking up here and there and leading to a larger set of double doors in the back of the room.
Are you guys in here? Over.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, No, you're not in there.
That's unfortunate.
Nope. Sorry, we're not in here either.
Oh,
Only one floor left to check though.
And
all
you
right.
do.
Going on up.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
no,
do
you're
it. The
close.
second floor.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah, it opens up and you see your team. You see Cola holding Slippy's ankle, bumbling against the ceiling with one of these robots. Carl standing next to them, and Lucy with Carl hanging out. And
Are you guys in here? Over.
nice.
Yes.
I was maybe
Yep.
like facing the
Yes,
opposite
you
way.
found us.
Yeah.
And you folks link back up in the observation bay, just because it's the prettiest one for me to imagine. Big window looking over a planet. And we're together again.
We caught a
We
robot.
are keeping the captive. The captive is staying in the wick feeder.
No doubt, no doubt. They actually lost you at one point, but they got you back.
Yeah, I accidentally let go of your ankle to press a button on the keyboard. Had to jump for you, but I caught you.
But we are back together.
We caught this robot, BBW. You think you could ask it where the power is? Take us to the
Ask him
power?
for gas,
Ah,
or he gets the hammer.
all right. We're gonna threaten this robot with my command of robots. That is a 10, 12. I'm gonna say, if you don't tell us where the power is, you're going to get the hammer. And I kind of want the hammer.
You are transmitted a layout of the station. It's pretty sparse in terms of like actual walking paths. Most of this giant station is like the machinery to keep it running. You've seen these floors at this point. The top floor is the main collection floor. The floor right below that is like how it is dispersed into like away from these vats and into an actual storage container. All the other rooms you've seen are like the machinery to keep all of this running in the station. Yeah, there
The entire
is.
thing is just power.
The entire thing is collecting something. But when you were up on the collection floor, I'll say that it wasn't running. And on the third floor, you only saw drips of whatever it was creating coming out of these funnels. They're still moving through the processes of this thing, but they're not like, you know what I mean? It's not like these boxes are being filled to the brim and then they're being grabbed and whatever. There's just like drip drops. Some of them are completely empty. Some are just being moved around. The station bay back from where you guys came from, and then the other door would be like their fuel tanks and their storage where they store and fuel this ship. Yeah. Cool. So we have a layout of the ship and a stooge-like entrance to it. So we'll come back next time. Slippy's a balloon. We have to remember that.
course.
And we're looking for fuel for our ship still. But we think we found it, so that's good.
And lucky
Hopefully.
for me, I did get to use the hammer this episode.
And you did get to actually use the hammer. That's cool, because we'll for sure forget about it next episode.
Didn't accomplish anything other than making me into a balloon, but that's perfect.
A threat. You got it. You got a very solid threat with the hammer.
Robot did not want the hammer.
Also remember that the next
This
whatever
pizza
item
has zero meat on it.
whatever item you pull out of your bag next has a complication. Perfect. So on to end of session questions. Did we get an item or notable? Sorry, did we get a notable treasure?
No.
BBW did.
What did you?
Freedom.
Oh, you got that arm? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Did we overcome a notable enemy?
No.
Not really.
Not significant.
Just a couple of bitches. That's all.
I'll say you might have died to that one if you didn't have ally help and a way out. But you had both those things and escaped pretty quickly. It wasn't like a big drawn out fight. So,
Thankfully.
did we learn something new or important about the universe?
No. If we could say what they're collecting,
really,
maybe,
no.
but I don't think so at this point.
Not yet, right? It seems like there's something to uncover here, but we haven't gotten there yet. Or there could be. Any bonds? Anyone complete a bond? Or anyone have a bond they want to like alter to fit our new team? Or a new bond they want to add because of an interaction they've had with their team?
Always wanted to hold Slippy like a balloon.
Mission accomplished.
Sure.
I say maybe it was like me and Lucy with our hints of and little references to Cookie. I might tweak up on that. Be like, hey, we should make a perfectly ethical birthday cake together.
Yeah, think up on that and see how that sits for you with Lucy. Because I can agree there might be some, like, connection of bonds there. She was bonded with Cookie, and you were bonding pretty hard with Cookie before she died. So... okay, and then any alignments. I don't want to forget them.
No, not really.
I don't think so, no.
I don't believe I escaped a sticky situation. I just sort of put myself in many.
I can agree with that. Okay, so no end of session experience this time. But we'll come back. We will check out the fuel in this station and make a new plan on if we want to combat any form of this situation or leave and find a new planet.
Fair.
I'm gonna come
Whatever's
up with a backup.
going on here, don't like it.
I'm gonna come up with a backup planet.
It doesn't look good out here.
I'll say when we got here, I didn't have one. So I'm gonna come up with one now.
Hey, what a dog.
Sick. All right. Well, I look forward to next week. We're pushing. I'm excited. We're getting somewhere.
Hell yeah.
And again, if anybody wants to touch base with me on class stuff playbook stuff for the upcoming thing, let me know.
Yeah, I will. I'm probably gonna dig through and check them out over the next few days and pick one that sounds fun, and then ask you how it sits. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get the team together.
Sick. I truly wouldn't imagine that. Like, I mean, if we drive like maybe 4 or 5 episodes, I don't even imagine maybe that much. So, or 4 or 5 sessions left until something makes sense to get close. I think I'm not 100% sure. So, but that's like I think my rough timeline, just so we all know.
Makes sense.
All right. Cool. We'll push for